my sweet, so won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grimdark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest I am binary world magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Hi, Mowgli. Hi, Possum. I missed you all. How are you all? Hopefully you are doing good. I'm gonna grab some brushes. Also, I guess I could show you what I've been working on. So, castle stuff, as usual. I'm currently in the process. I'll show you the other thing, because it kind of goes along with this. So, I had the realization, as I was painting all these, that I needed to make sure that everything fits together, because that's a key point. So, I had to make some adjustments, but I have since cut and reshaped the corners that have the parapets. I believe that's the correct term. Yeah, that have the towers on them. That one might be slightly... No, that's good. Okay, anywho. So essentially I cut a wall in half and glued it to the sides. That way it will be the right size to meet up with the other castles. And then I have been throwing stuff at Grief. Not really. I forgot that that is not connected. So this is not tall enough, or was not tall enough. So I've been making changes to it and adding in a little lower level. That way when it sits up there, we can actually put models in there that will be able to stand and look out the windows and whatnot. And then also I do believe there's going to be a little bit of fighting going on in there. So we're going to need to have a floor that they can stand on. So I've been working on that to try and get that done in time. And then same thing. So I had to make two corners. And then I had to make one straight that also will be able to take the tower in the middle. Those are going to be needed for the fall of Rothenburg. So I'd say that was some pretty good progress made. I would have liked to have had more, but it is what it is, you know. This stays out here because I was still working on that. Let's see. I'm gonna clean this out right quick. That way we don't just have a whole bunch of orange in our mineral spirits. I guess technically it's probably like burnt sienna. It's pretty much like orange though, so we'll call it what it is. Get a little bit more gamsol. Gamsol, it's what I like to drink in the morning. Good morning, JJ. Crenellation. A little renovation. Yeah, just a little renovations. I also started printing a whole bunch of little accessories and whatnot to go with the castle. And I started, so I changed out the print head on Grebo to a 0.02. They're normally a 0.04. But if you're wanting more detail, you can go to 0.02. And it was going to print for 2 days and like something else. And I thought, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So this morning I stopped it and pretty much redid all the files for just regular 0.04 because seeing what was done, it is just not even remotely worth like 3 times as much time. And I don't think that the detail is even, significant to be able to tell. One of the things that I'm pretty excited that I printed out though for, ready to do some hobby rock and roll this morning. Hell yeah. Dang it, I gotta work. Oh no. Poor Possum. Or poor Mowgli, sorry. Poor Possum and Mowgli. I know Possum's working too. So, braziers, like the little things that you put a little fire in. Printed out a couple different, well, 2 different types, but a bunch of them. Same thing with other little clutter and whatnot that goes around inside of a castle keep. That way it looks a lot more realistic instead of just an open hole. Boo-doo-doo. But what we came here for is the old Grief boy. So let's get to it, shall we? Grief, 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 grief. The paint is finally dry, it looks like. And I'm very happy with all the meat. Possum is at work, but needs to be hobbying. Poor, poor Possum. I am so sorry, my friend. Oh no! Fuck. I dropped that right in there. That was dumb. Now I gotta get more Gamsel. I'm still feeling pretty good that we will be able to do the first part of Rothenburg this week for the evening hobby hang. So it won't so much be a hobby hang, it'll be a let's play. At least that's the plan, I'm hoping. Woo-wee. Oh yeah, I also printed out some more little houseies. These are kind of more akin to the ones that are in the art for 1490s. Little farmstead. Pretty cool, pretty cool. They also have a nice little oven. Wow. Oven. Cover for the oven. That way you don't get rained on when you're cooking or cremating. Probably a lot of the later, given that everybody's got a plague. Hey, what can you do? Oh man. All right. Time for the old grief. A grief, a grief. Ba-da-da. Welcome, Roz. Good morrow. Possum is just a little guy. He has so many goddamn buildings to finish painting. Yo, Roz, what color, Possum? I have the aforementioned ice cream, but the nearest Walmart doesn't sell beer. Damn. What breweries are open right now? I know mine doesn't open for a hot minute. Oh, I also have a latrine. Figured you guys probably would like to see that. I'll go ahead and show the little crates and stuff too. Here's just a couple of the little crates. That way we can have lots of nice clutter. And a latrine. That way people can go to the bathroom. You gotta have a bathroom in your castle. Or your keep, or otherwise people are just gonna be peeing and pooping everywhere. That's how it goes, I suppose. That's a whole nother side quest of 1490. Having to find the only bathroom. Get all those little pieces out of the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that notebook. Move that way I don't trip on it and die. Yeah. And then we'll start painting Grief. So, Mr. Grief. Like reds and grays and stuff. Hell yeah. Probably a liquor store, but I am making a second trip. Tell your local liquor store to start carrying ice cream. Now that is thinking outside the box. I like to hear it. I like to see it. I see a little bit of skin that we need to put a little more paint on, so we'll do that as well. So, Grief, we meet again. Where are we going today? Maybe the horns? Might do black. We might fill black in. Paint's gray. I know I got a big old tube of black around here. Here we go. Ba-dum-bow. Ba-dum-dum-bum-bow. I'm pretty sure that's... Yep, nope, that is definitely still wet. Oil paint does not really fuck around like that. Big old thing of black. All right, bring back the drugstore. Yeah, the old shithole. Splash zone in that thing. Just 1490s, I'm pretty sure you just shit out a hole in the castle. That is also true. All that is true. But sometimes you're like, man, we got enough going on. There's like a plague and bandits. Maybe you just want a nice wooden box to poop in that doesn't have walls around it where all your friends can see. Maybe that's what you need to get through the day in 1490. Doom. Yeah, I got some gallows printing, a pillory, the well, the cart, a whole bunch of little boxes and tables and whatnot to go inside the building so they look like they're lived in. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be a mad photo finish. Hee hee hee. Alrighty, Grief. Let's do the damn thing. No, Eli, pick your favorite window. See, that's... I should have done this long before I started painting them, but I still am not happy with all the giant cross windows. I feel like I'd just like them better if they were just windows. But I'm not going to change that right now. Maybe at another time, because I just don't think I have enough time to do that and then finish getting anything done. It'll just have to do for right now. And that's okay. Alrighty, I put too much mineral spirits on there. Putting some black on the old grief, but you can't see it. I gotta raise the camera up on now. Yeah. I'll bring him a little closer to me too, that way he's better in the shot. Action noises. Oh no. Personal poop. Rome had toilets. Why wouldn't they at least shit in the chamber pot? That is true. That is true. If anyone fell out of the castle with this shitter, better go check on Brad, make sure he didn't fall in. Yeah, that's true. I would think that could happen. I know it was not 1490 Doom, but my great-grandmother fell down an outhouse hole, and they had to like call the fire department and stuff. This would have been, I have no idea what time period this would have been. They did not have indoor plumbing at the time. I have no idea. I have no idea when this would have been. I just remember hearing that story growing up and being like, what the fuck? That's awful. You don't want to fall down there. This is the same grandmother whose sister went outside and slipped on ice and died. It's just, you know, things get better in some ways, but then they get worse in others, I suppose. That's the moral of this story, if you need one. Also, don't fall into the outhouse. Try to stay away from them. Dark Ages, dog. Being enough in castles. Yeah. Pompeii's nuts. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Rome, Pompeii. Ancient Greeks and whatnot. They knew a thing or two about how to make a bathroom. And a few other stuff. They probably knew other stuff too. Oh, grief, my lad. Ho, 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 ho. Hee, hee, hee. Nice. What a way to go. Yeah. Man, I've almost done it. Yeah. You go to slip and you hit the ground so fast, you're just like, man, what the hell even happened? Except sometimes you're just like, nothing, because it's just instant dead. Yep. Let's put a good chunk of black on there. Sex slaves. They had a room with pictures of different positions they would just point to because they didn't speak the same language. Dark stuff. Yeah, that's dark. That's about, that's real dark. That's pretty fucked. It's real fucked. Well, let's talk about something less dark, shall we? Oh man. Let's get out of that funk. What the fuck did that come from? Ugly. I'm pretty sure talking about just the Dark Ages and how fucked up they were. Which, yeah, I mean, that checks out. That's pretty fucked. I miss dark. Me too. Where is dark? Where is that old minister of slopaganda of ours? Things are getting too dark around here. We need dark. Lighten the vibe with some nice slop. My bad. Watched the Pompeii documentary last night. Changed my perspective of the city. Thought it was all beauty. Oh no, yeah, no, it was like I'm pretty sure like a brothel city, like if that makes sense. Like the whole thing. I require additional slop. Yeah, man. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Brothel city. Oh man. They were just like, man, I don't like going to the brothel. There's too many people. What if we made our whole city one? That might be better. Yeah, I think people typically are just like, yeah, it's just all a real pretty place, just because they're like, oh man, it got turned to ash. And you see all the stuff, you're like, man, that's wild looking. And it's just like, well, if you look into it, they're pretty fucked up. And by pretty, I mean really. Yeah, grief, you are looking good. Get your hair did, little jingle bells jingling, ring ting tingling. Ooh, something something griefy, griefy, grief, 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 grief. Grief. Yeah. Watched Megan 2 this weekend. It was fun. Not a horror movie, just an action movie, pretty much. It's branded as such. Also watched the, the Haunting, the one from like 2000s. They had plumbing made. Okay, nah, dog. Empires be motherfuckers. Yep. I mean, on a smaller scale, legal red light districts. Yeah, but they had plumbing made from lead. Seers who were probably just high as fuck. Oh, I cannot stress enough. Anytime that I hear the word shaman, I'm just like, dude, they're just really fucking high. Like, I'm a bit of a shaman myself. Uh, and I'm onto their tricks. Also, when you look into most things about shaman, it's just like, yeah, they did. It's very blatant that they're like, yeah, they used a lot of different remedies and medicinal things to help them have their visions. It's just like, dude, that's just getting high. That's just getting high and telling people crazy stuff. Sometimes really good crazy stuff, or stuff that's like, oh, that that is a really detached from the self way of thinking, which can be very helpful. But you got to know when to draw the line at like, yeah, okay, I think that's a good idea, and they're on, they're on the right page, and I think they're just high as shit. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'd be a seer. Hell yeah. Shamans are so cool. They would just sit on pyramids and look into the reflecting pools and map the stars. Yeah, that's rad as shit. Like, man, why is that not a job now? Well, I mean, I guess it is. You can make it a job. Bringing shamans back. Yeah. So, where do you guys feel about like palm reading and fortune tellers? Not how, where? Where do you feel? In my heart. I like tarot cards, but I don't think I've ever divined anything outside of like this is what's going to happen in a game. You were born a shaman. Academics love drugs. It wasn't acquired. That is true. That is true. That is true. It was the gift. You feel it in the mom. Is your mom a fortune reader, palm reader, fortune teller, palm reader, a fortune reader, palm teller, fortune reader, palm teller? In me mum. Speaking of, you guys never said goodbye in the music video with the Ouija board. Oh yeah, no, I can't. I haven't thought about that in a hot minute. Man, I can't stress enough how difficult it was to convince someone that was in that scene to even like do what we did with it, because they were just like, that's dark shit, I'm not fucking with that. And we're just like, it's a board game. It comes in a cardboard box. But I know different people have different views on that. I think my favorite thing I've ever seen involving a Ouija board was some shit. I'm trying to remember now what it even was. It was some show that it was just like based on true stories, and like, fuck me, the very first episode, like, people told me it was good. We tried to watch the first episode, and it got to a point where, and I shit you not, they did not have a Ouija board, so they made one out of an old beer box. They just broke it open and wrote the shit on there, and they were like, oh man, we talked to the devil. And I'm just like, this is some of the silliest shit I've ever seen. I can't hang with this. I thought this was going to be spoopy. But what do I know? I feel like we watched something else that I was going to tell you guys about, but I don't remember what it was. Nope, don't remember. As odd jobs, yeah, cards, bombs, leaves, grounds. Hell yeah, that's rad as shit. Yeah, whew. That'd be a slippery slope for me. I'd be like, yep. And now I'm gonna start placing curses on people. And I'll remove them for a price. I really like in like any of the amount of Extinct or Alive or anything involving Forrest Galante where he's trying to save animals, the amount of times he has to go talk to a shaman gets me so pumped. And they're always just like looking at him like, you dummy, what are you doing? I told you all those animals are dead. I talked to the spirits. There was one lady that a witch in Africa that they were like, yeah, she controls this one really big alligator, and she tells it to go eat people. And then they go and talk to her, and she's just like, I knew you were coming. And I loved that. She was like, I knew you were coming. I've known for a long time. I don't fully buy that she knew he was coming. But maybe she did. She seen it. And it does tarot. Hell yeah. I like tarot. This weekend I watched a weird ass puppet movie called Abruptio? Remove. The people with the curses. I mean, well, it just depends. I feel like I would put the curse there. I would put the curse there, and then depending on how the situation went when they knew that they were cursed, be like, I could help you, or I'm not helping you. I'm glad I cursed you. That'd be how I would do it. I'm glad I cursed you. Arg. The pirate shaman. I was born a pirate shaman. Grief, you might be a little too high up. People can't see what I'm doing. Let's drop it back. Drop it down a notch. I gotta message my wife real quick. She's needing something. Alrighty. Time for a little swig of coffee. Awesome, I was going to watch that. I started but didn't finish. Lake Placid. Huh. I've not seen Lake Placid. I've seen a lot of clips from it. Been listening to Alpha Buse's Norfolk Wizard game. Actual play. Damn good. Curse. First ask question. Curse first, ask questions later. Absolutely. The Norfolk Wizard game sounds awesome. I'm going to need to know a few more details about that. Y'all know I like a good wizard. And I also like the Norfolk. Kelly and I started playing Diablo 4 again last night. It's been a hot minute. And I gotta say, I do not like it as much as I like 3. That's still the case. Thought maybe a little time away. 3 was just great. We put a lot of hours in that one. Also, I started playing a little bit of Neo 2, and that game is rad. Have not played it yet, but started on it, and I've enjoyed it. I got pretty much exactly where I was with Sekiro, which is on the final boss or the final optional boss. And man, I gotta tell you, they're both real hard. And I typically only play video games like late at night, whenever I'm like too tired to do any hobbying, and I just need to like just veg out on the couch while Kelly is sleeping. But whoo boy, that's not really a game that condones being chill and sleepy and not really thinking about it. It's the opposite, actually. Which is why I was like, man, I should go play Neo. Which I gotta say, that was not a better choice. It's just like it took a couple minutes and we're like, okay, well, this is the same damn thing. But I did not want to get up and find Ghost of Tsushima. It's weeb season, baby. I'm in weeb season. I don't blame you, JJ. It's quite the movie. There's a video of a guy dressed in a wizard costume covered in blood at an event, and the cops trying to get him, but his magic is too strong. Fuck me, that's great. Type mud wizard guys. It's sick. A heavily animated mage, the Ascension, World of Darkness, AP. First 4 episodes are session 0 character intros. First episode, false conspiracy theories. Handyman as he gets in over his head. I love that. I love all of that. Everything so is this an RPG? Like a tabletop RPG? More of like, I guess, just dice, no miniatures involved. Or is it? Man. So why do the cops get involved with the wizard? What the? Where did that even go? Where did that come from? Where were you? Was it there? Maybe? This piece just came off, and I have no idea where it came from. Normally, we could figure that out by process of elimination, so that's open. Something like that? It's probably like that. That looks about right. No. I don't know. I'll have to look at pictures of grief. Oh boy. Who would have thought that painting this thing would have been difficult? Not me. I have no clue, but they're in full riot gear and they get stuck in the mud. Meanwhile, he gets close to them taunting. That's ridiculous. I love that. Sometimes you just gotta show them the error of their ways of not adopting the wizardry. I really like that. Okay. I'm not falling over. It's an actual play, so they're playing in Roll20, but we see it as a show, like if the Emperor had a Texas speech. Like, that's so good. I like that a lot. It's almost like a drunk history kind of style thing, where it's just like they're telling a story, but it's also like acted out, like post. Sometimes you gotta get to grief in weird ways. Like this. Behold, the upside down grief. All right, Griefy. I think most of his jester cap crown is good for the most part. We're going to leave that kind of messy, that way we can blend it up. That's the thing about oils, or one of the things. You can do a lot of blending. The addition and subtraction of color. Head strand. Not falling over. Earth magic. Headstand. Hell yeah. Get that good headstand. I can't do a headstand. I think if I could, I'd be far too powerful. No one would ever be able to stop me, so it's probably for the best. I mean, kind of like whistling. Can't whistle either, which I feel like is very strange. You would think that I'd probably be able to. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot do it. I cannot whistle. Man, I gotta tell you, I'm kind of thinking now, it's just like all the black that I'm putting on here, it might be a little hard to not get it on other stuff. But we'll just have to face that bridge when we get to it. Like that. Cut it out, Grief. Cut it out. They've got another scripted show called Hunter the Parenting, which has what are effectively the TTS characters as a family of vampire hunters. Very interesting. That sounds wonderful as well. I love that. Man, I love role-playing games. They're so fun. Just such a good way to have lots of silly adventures. Sometimes involving a wizard running from the police. Taunting them while in full riot gear. My friend Joel, when we were in high school, whenever I played D&D for the very small amount of time that I did, had a character I'm sure I've talked about on here called Krang Bloodfist. And he was a dwarf. And he always dressed up whenever we would play. And he always would eat ramen with a fake beard on. And it was a white beard. And the mouth area around that beard got so gross. He's just like, I don't want to wear it. It smells so bad. Just a real gross beard. Real gross fake beard. That's the key thing. Might help if I scooch back a little bit. Also, might help if I look up at grief while I do this, because I'm probably going to find, like I just did, some spots that need to be touched up. Touch, touch, touch. So I'm thinking we're going to do the black, and then we're probably going to go back into some skin tones, because that sounds fun. Isn't it? Oh, grief. Okay. There's a drinking game, I think, called Wizard Wars. You drink a beer, build a staff out of the beer cans by taping them, then you battle another, and if your staff wins, you tape first year. Jesus. Yes, I've heard of the Wizard Wars game. I've not tried it. At the end, everyone's stacks are mangled. Drop those shows in the jump shot. Hell yeah. I will absolutely have to check those out. That's the wrong brush. Here we go. Yeah, I have got so much painting and building that I have got to get done this week. I am excited and also anxious. And then I also have a call with the old Shankster about what we are going to be doing after 1490 is ready. Going to be doing some real grimdark shit. 30K style. So we're having a call to discuss some Dark Angel stuff. And speaking of which, today I'm probably I need to start printing some of the stuff for that. That's gonna go pretty darn quick though, because I've got a fuck ton of stuff already built, already partially done. And I'm really excited to finally finish it, as opposed to just storing it and thinking, man, what am I gonna use that for? And I'm thinking that it's probably going to do some double duty, the Zone Mortalis board, because I really like the idea of making it not like a regular space station. That tripped me up for a little bit. Not as much black. There we go. And this is absolutely going to get darker, more gross. After this is dried and we move on to where I can add inks to kind of really kick it up a notch. I might actually bust out the Stuart Simple ink that I've got that is supposedly the blackest black ink. Like most other things, though, I'm sure I will be probably disappointed. So, we shall see. But I kind of feel like I already know. And by most of the things, I mean specifically the black. I've not used any of the other stuff. But, fuck me, I'm so excited now. That means I get to finish my Cacophony, which are like my favorite models I've probably ever built. I've been not wanting to do them because of my whole beef with the GW, with James. I had a beef with James for a hot minute. I've not been wanting to give it any attention. But I'm over that. I've moved past it. Sometimes that's all you can do for yourself. Oh boy. I mean, at the end, everyone's thoughts are going to drop those shows in jump chat. Hell yeah. But yeah, so what was I saying? The space station. So it's pretty much based on a bunch of the Forge World Zone Mortalis tiles I have a 4x4 board of those that I've got printed out, and I've done quite a bit of detailing already. But we're going to do so much more, as you can imagine. And then they got to get painted. But it's still a lot of work already done compared to other things that I've not gotten started yet. And I'd like to finish it. But I'm thinking that since the space station has been taken over by the Emperor's children, who are in the process of trying to complete a work of art that is high enough quality to get Fulgrim to leave the warp and come back to them from Slanesh's palace, I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty fucked up inside. And I'm thinking that that would really play into well with what I'm wanting to do with Johnny as well, because we were wanting to do a bunch of War in the Eye stuff. So I'm thinking that I don't really need to keep the Zone Mortalis board like real generic, that I could just go full ham with it and it be a really scary nightmare place. That sounds like the best choice. I think we'd all like to see a nightmarish Zone Mortalis board. Right? Hi, Yuri. Hi, Yuri. Got a little black ink on my fingers there. Hi, Grief. Classic Grief. Alrighty. Behold the upside down Grief. Then I saw your stream. Just got home from work. Hell yeah. Here I am. Every morning. 8 a.m. Eastern to 10 a.m. Eastern. But typically I go over and sometimes I'm a little late. Usually not much on the late part. Usually on the over, I go over like 15 minutes or so typically. Almost every day. It is what it is. I could show some of those ZM tiles if you guys were interested in that. Or I can keep working on Grief. It's probably either way. I'm really down either way. They are not painted, they are just in the process of being built. Well, let me rephrase that. They are built in the process of being detailed, finished, all that stuff, as you know. But yeah, would you guys prefer to see the ZM tiles as more of like generic ZM? Or do you think, yeah, no, screw it, just make them real horrifying and nightmarish? I'm thinking, typically, I think this crowd kind of wants to see the spooky stuff. I like the spooky stuff. Screw it. Grief continuation. Looks like it's going to finish. Oh, yeah, perhaps. Never know. Never knew I'm back. Ha ha ha. Oh, yeah. No, hell yeah. Screw it. Why not both? So, I can't. I can only if I'm going to like really make the Zone Mortalis like real gnarly looking. I would definitely like probably paint it on the walls, that kind of stuff. It would be it would look like the Emperor's children have been living in it. So like even the walls are going to have like people nailed to them, growing out of it or whatnot. Oh, actually, that was just a bit of luck. Thank you there, Grief. You were right. I did need to get that. And I can only go back so much with adding people to the walls. There's a fine line where you're like, okay, they're on there, now they don't come off. And that's not a normal space station kind of feature. But I'm thinking a lot of people already have made pretty normal looking space stations with those kinds of boards. So maybe we should see something real scary. But I say that, and I also have an entire 4x4 table of actual like Necromunda tiles. So maybe I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I could do both. And I should, and I will. So yeah, maybe you're right. If we want a less nightmarish one. I could always do that later. Hang grief. You monster. Vertical zone mortalis. Fuck gravity. Hang the board. Oh man, that'd be rad. He's so happy. He's just such a happy boy. Yeah. Oh grief. Boop, 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 boop. Get his cheeks. He's not wet anymore, so I can touch him. He was wet for days. Turns out when you cover something in oil paints, it takes a hot minute for it to dry. I knew this going in, but still. Alrighty, let's get a little bit of mineral spirits on there so I can actually paint as opposed to glop. Glop, 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 glop. And a lot of this is going to get blended to where it looks like it's kind of growing out of flesh. We just got to get these colors locked in first. I wanted to do all pretty much the basic color blocking, and then pretty much we're going to just be blending for days. Maybe not days, but blending for a hot minute. Griefy, grief, grief, grief. Is the whole station covered by the time the DA shows up, or are they delving deeper into gnarly stuff like Diablo 1? Huh. Now that's a very good question. So when they get there, it's already pretty gnarly. Which I don't know if I ever showed any of the objective markers and stuff that I made for that army. One of them is straight up inspired by Hellblade, the game, Sinua's Sacrifice. The concept art for that game goes so hard, but there is a very intense scene in the very beginning. Maybe it's not the very beginning. It's pretty pivotal, and it's very reminiscent of a blood eagle that I pretty much recreated as an objective marker. So like when we were playing, those were our objectives, and when Head's characters were found, he was just like, dear God. Yeah, they're just full on insane, making art out of people and whatnot. Classic weeping canvas stuff. Oh, Emperor's Children, how I love thee. So yeah, I guess it would be good to have, I could always do scatter terrain. I could always do scatter terrain. Just build the really messed up stuff. It was just more of building the tiles with gore splatter and things like that on the ground and whatnot, if I wanted to go that route. But I guess it just depends. What do you think, Grief? Grief's always thinking the same thing. It's all just a big joke to Grief. Sometimes you need to be a little more serious. I'm just kidding. I might even have more than a 4x4's worth of tiles. I don't think so, though. I think I just made 4x4 because I used the wooden tiles from TT Combat, Tabletop Combat. They're MDF, laser cut MDF. Each one is like right at a square. I like using tiles, but the thing with tiles is it's hard to use them, I think, outside of anything industrial, but just because then you get the hard lines. And I don't particularly care for the little lines on a game board, like where it's just like, that's where the ground breaks. I'm just like, man, I wish that was blended. And you definitely could take like ballast and flock and whatnot and put it on there in between every game. That's a little more than I want to do, because then you got to clean it up, and it's absolutely going to get lost and stuck in crevices and all that stuff. There was a channel on YouTube for a while that did a lot of heresy stuff, where they did that. They played almost like a big sandbox kind of thing, where they could actually put rocks down and pour gravel in. I don't know if they still do that or not, but I really enjoyed that. But that's a whole different kind of setup that you pretty much have to build with in mind. And I'm trying to avoid doing that kind of a thing. Man, I miss playing Diablo. Great fucking game. Holy, super underrated. Hellblade. Hell yeah. Mostly just thinking if you wanted a few clean tiles and some transition tiles leading to gnarly stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. And I could always add more tiles to it if need be. Is another thing. Huh. Yeah, I can't stress, a big influence for the idea was Bioshock. Specifically, man, I'm not gonna add Sinclair, I want to say. I absolutely loved that character. I want to take the ears off, but I can't. I can't take them off. Why can't I take them off? Click. And that's when the audio tape ends and you're just like, what the fuck? First Bioshock's so good. Infinite's also great. 2 is good. It's just, oh man, that was still wet. Grief, you lied to me. You're not dry at all. It is break time. I gotta quit holding my pee and just accept that I should go take a break. That is another lesson of today. Don't hold my pee. So I'm gonna go do that. I gotta go pee. I'm gonna have a little bit of coffee before I go. Yeah, it's definitely colder. Not completely cold. It's not the worst I've ever had. Definitely not the best either. Definitely not the breast either. And then I drown myself in the coffee. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just for antique, blood and bitter angry bones. And when she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just for antique, blood and bitter angry bones. And when she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just for antique, and blood and bitter angry bones. And when she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just for antique, and blood and bitter angry bones.
And we're back. I'm going to go over here real quick and see if I can find those objective markers, just to show them real quick, because they're pretty gnarly and you might like them. Oh boy, they're not in there. Not in here either. You guys want to see a really big rhino? And maybe some cacophony? I'll bring some cacophony and a really big rhino over there. Bwamp, bwamp, bwamp. Alrighty. Well, I don't know where my objective markers are, but I got a big rhino. 2 big rhinos. Here's some true scale rhinos that I made. It took a while to figure out the proportions, but they are correct from a in-universe standpoint of height, as seen with the cacophony. And a guy could actually fit in the cupola, if it opened, if you will. Cupola. So here is the orchestrator, I want to say. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that leads a group of cacophony. And of course, I'm not going to be able to show you his face. Maybe. Nope. Finger's right here. Can you see the finger? There we go. Pretty gnarly. Very pleased with these guys. If 10 dudes can't fit in the back, I don't want it. You gotta have either a normal size one or a banana for scale. Francis Ford cockpit. So, I don't know if I have a normal rhino for scale. And I definitely don't have a banana. I think we all know how I feel about those. If I kept a banana on hand, it would just go bad. Yeah. I don't have a regular rhino for scale. Sorry guys. But yeah, they're pretty big. Pretty big rhinos. Here's a hand. Here's my hand for scale. Pretty big. Grief for scale. Grief's really big though, so that doesn't really help. But yeah, and then these guys. I'm really happy with the backpacks, especially. Especially like ones like this, where they're very clearly made out of people. Just lots of cables, lots of skulls, lots of heads going into, and then the cabling feeding into the speaker systems. I really wanted to make them look like how they are portrayed in the books, and in the lore and in the artwork. So I'm really happy with them. I can't wait We'll deal with more of that later, though. We got a grief to finish, and I'm just gonna get really distracted if I keep looking at that stuff. Ooh-wee. I'm very, very, very excited that I'm getting back to finishing those, though, because they've just been. What are you doing over here? Come on. Just been sitting in a box for a hot minute. This is not the right brush. Eli, you gotta ship raw as your hand for scale. That is true. I have neither your hand nor grief in my house to compare. Well, do you have a really old rhino? Like the first ones? Because I think I do have one of those. Well, I've also put the rhinos up. I'll get back to that. Yeah, that's the thing about making everything like, oh, it's all in scale to itself. It's just like, yes, but I don't have anything not true scaled on hand. Most of the things that I had that were regular proportions, and by that I mean like what they sell, I have hacked to pieces and used as parts. Arg. I'm gonna need more black, I think, which is not something I was expecting. Which is kind of silly on my part because, I mean, we're obviously using a lot of black here. I should have known. I should have known better. I'm really, really excited to start doing blending work. But we got to get the white filled in. Grief. You have a couple spots that are kind of difficult to paint, my friend. And this is not my fault. I'm blaming grief. Grief's fine with that, I think. It's part of the bit. Grief knows. Alrighty. Couldn't make gnarly terrain out of hand cast. Oh yeah. Ah man. The amount of things that I've got to make really gnarly warp terrain is really high. One of the things, I'll show that, I'll get distracted for a second. One of the things that I'm really excited to use is not only my dental casts, but the numerous styrofoam heads that I have. They are just asking to have really scary things done with them. Cannot stress enough, I mean that is in model making, scary things, not anything other. Not anywhere else your heads might have gone. Yes. Yeah, lots of heads, styrofoam heads, lots of skulls, lots of teeth. I've been gathering lots of materials to make some really gnarly, hellish terrain for a very long time, and I'm very excited to finally have a reason to do them. The heads will probably be used more for like the war in the eye kind of stuff I want to do with Johnny, as opposed to in the Zone Mortalis with the Emperor's Children. They're not really doing anything like, well, never mind. Yeah, so they're not really doing any real demon shit. They're doing a lot of demon shit too. Not intentionally, it just is happening. It's what happens when you make really good art. Demons show up and they're like, hey, dog, keep it up. I like all that. At least that's what I've heard. So much black oil paint. Oh my goodness. Grief, what are we gonna do with you? I guess finish painting you. Tee-hee. Y'all know Tee-hee tummy tums? The most beautiful man in the world. That's a Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack joke. Reference, not a joke. It's not a joke. It's just a reference. I am confused as to where that piece that broke off earlier came from. I'm not sure how easy it will be to figure out once I've painted, but we'll figure it out and we'll get it fixed. I've been kind of saving the pieces of grief that come off while painting so I can reattach them. Like the bells and the little nails and all that. All that biz. Probably step on it. Yeah, it's right there. I got it over here, so I won't step on it. But I can't stress enough that having it on the table, I might still step on it. It might fall off. As you all have seen, I'm prone to knocking things off of my table, and then not being able to find them in the floor because it's a gray. I have a mat, one of those like workout mat, garage shop mats, like it's padded that way. It does not hurt your feet after standing on it for hours upon end, or at least it's supposed to not. That's the idea. But me, I just put my chair on it. Sometimes I stand though. Depending on what I'm doing, sometimes it is nice to stand, especially in like making models that are really big. Sometimes I don't have any choice other than to stand. Excuse me, grief, I'm just gonna move your skin to the side here. Yep. Okay, and then we're gonna get back in that little hole in the credits. And this is not the most exciting part, I am sorry, but it's gonna get better, I promise. We just gotta get through the blocking out phase. And once that's done, then we're on to the real fun part of painting grief. I'm not too worried about getting black on stuff because I can go back and remove it. It's just more of worried about not getting black everywhere it's supposed to go. The eyes I'm probably going to wait on because I don't know, maybe I should go ahead and put black on them. Actually, no, I'll probably do something gnarly with those, so I'll probably paint them with some kind of turbo dork color. That way they have some real unnatural kind of look to them. Yeah, okay, no, we needed more black for sure. I'm over here like, did I get too much black out of my tube? Nah, dog. Might not have gotten enough. I'm so tired, but I'll stay awake to drag the washer dryer upstairs. You're dragging the washer upstairs? Oh man, probably some riveting gameplay. Coffee, or are you wanting to sleep eventually, Ross? I know you got the good stuff. Got that good coffee. Not like me, I'm the trash boy. I drink the trash boy coffee. Not having access to this technology, we make ours out of napkins. Space meat. I've not watched Invader Zim in a very long time. That's something I should go back and do. I do need to sleep. I do not have the good on hand. I've been surviving off instant for a bit. Oh, damn. I remember now. I remember you saying that. You do the instant and then really nice coffee. I don't even know if I would be able to be like, that's a really good cup of coffee these days. I'll just be like, yep, coffee. Maybe I would. I probably could. Who's to say, though? $9.18. Hell yeah. I think I might actually be able to get all this black locked in and start working on blending today, which is exciting because, man, just painting black is not the most fun. Grief, 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 grief. Grief. Soft locus, right? No. See a red grief and I want it painted black. I see a red grief and I want it painted black. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head, Roz. Ah. I probably would know. I think you're probably right, Mowgli. I think I'd be like, damn, that's a good cup of coffee. Holy shit. I'm addicted. Never again can I have the not regular or the not good. I've been spoiled. That's probably what would happen. Well, I say that, and also, I don't know. I definitely know bad coffee. I feel like that implies that I know at least decent coffee. Last time I had a really good cup of coffee was a guy I knew named Tim. That was his thing. Like, no one can make coffee like a person who's really into coffee. Which is part of why I'm just like, fuck it. Because I'm not really into coffee. So I don't want to get really into it. But he had a very intense setup. He was always on that grind. But that's a grinding joke, grinding coffee beans. Aha. You thought I wouldn't find that spot, Grief, but I did. I see your tricks. I see your silliness. You're not getting me. I'm your father, Grief. You can hide nothing from me. I'm hoping to get the castle finished painted today, so I can move on to painting all the little dudes for $14.90. That is the goal, and I think it's achievable. I'm almost done. I just got to push through it and not get distracted, which is sometimes hard to do. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. It's always difficult. I'm easily distracted. But we are very close, and I really want to finish something so I can show you guys the game. Because that's kind of the whole thing that I was trying to do with this here channel, was show games that I love and how I make all this stuff for them. Nah, Cowboys dump the grounds in and boil the fuck out of it. Man, how much saw this weekend? They should have only ever made one. The reveal at the end, the Kramer was in the room the entire time. Something to be known more. Oh yeah, I can't stress enough. I love Saw. The first one, I do not care for really any of the others. The first Saw is wonderful. It is a very, very, very good horror movie. Um, it does not need the gore to be as gnarly as it is, but it still has it and it has very good gore effects. But man, that that was killer the first time I saw it. Just like holy shit. Another thing, and this I meant to say this earlier. Kelly and I watched The Haunting, um, the one from I think 2000. Shit, I have actually no idea. I have no idea when The Haunting came out. It might have been even. Was it like 2002, 2004? It was probably 2002, or it might have been even fuck. It might have even been like 98. I don't remember. But The Haunting with Owen Wilson, and shit, what is his name? Liam Neeson. Liam's Neeson's. Uh, Man, so there is a single part in that movie that I very much, while watching it, I was just like, holy fuck, I did not remember this, but this is grade A horror right here, like S plus. And it's such a short scene, but it did not give me chills, but it gave me tingles. Like I was like, I love this. This is very, very good. And there is a scene in which the thing is like banging on the door. The ghost is banging on the door of their bedrooms, and their breath all fogs up and stuff. When she goes to check the door, 99. Okay, hell yeah, yeah. In cold water to get the coffee. So it was amazing. It's psychological water. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the scene where she goes after the doors are all banging and stuff. She's walking towards the door, and there is a maybe 30-second segment, and it's the best horror in that movie. I'm very firm in that opinion. Uh, but she goes to walk towards the door, and it just slowly shows the door, and that's all you see. And then it just kind of goes down to the handle, and you hear the noise of the handle turning slowly, and it's such a slow turn, like it made dread. It makes dread in such a easy way that it's just like I don't know. There was something about that scene that I was just like, fuck. You could take that and put that in any modern day horror movie, and it would hit just as hard. Like it's just a very primal knowing that something is on the other side of the door, and it just hearing it, not seeing it though. It's a very good way of really creating horror without giving anything away. And I think the scariest part is not showing what it is. I think that is something that I've definitely, as a storyteller, and I think of like, man, I could have done that better. It's almost always when it comes to horror, I showed too much. I didn't hold back because people want to see the thing behind the door. But the reason that they want to see the thing behind the door is because we don't like not knowing it. It's the same thing with like, giving a name to something makes it a little less scary. But if you don't have anything, you just have a sound and you have like what it does. Like you see the remnants of like, man, this messed up thing came through here. It makes your brain put things together, and it's uncomfortable. And I think that is a very key part to successfully creating dread in any kind of story, whether it's tabletop gaming or movies, anything like that. If you can successfully blend reality and make someone's mind work against them to do the work for you, that is, I think, one of the best applications of horror. And subtlety, that's it. Yes, the waiting, kind of like Bird Box, not showing the monster. Yeah, the movie Vivarium has a good dread scene. I've not seen Vivarium in a hot minute. I did enjoy it, but man, that's the thing. Kelly and I were talking about that. Like we watch so many movies that it's hard to keep track of all the ones that we have and have not seen. Gotta start keeping a list, is what she said. And I agree. It would be handy. The old spoopy list. We have a list of movies to watch, like around spoopy season. We also have a list that we compiled after I got back from Texas last year. Of our, I guess, top, our what we think are the top horror movies. And then there's also like, hey, you know, this is not one of the best horror movies ever made, but it was essentially, I think, a top 10 list of, I think people should watch this. Like, if you want to know horror, I think you should watch these movies. And then I think that we also had a, you know, not top 10 horror of all time, but we love these and would really recommend you watching them. It has not been updated since. There's been a couple more that I've seen since then that I think definitely belong on the list. At least in the, I think you should watch this if you really like horror, if you just can't get enough. And I think it was for anyone that does not do horror or doesn't know where to start, but they want to make sure that they spend their time wisely with good horror. Because there's a lot of bad horror out there. It's a very, very much a genre that is hard to do right, in my opinion. But when it's done right, there's like nothing like it. Also, I can't stress enough, this is not a horror movie, but one of my absolute favorite movies I've ever seen is Memories of Murder. It is possibly the best movie I think I've ever seen. I have gone on record saying that before. That movie is so good and captivating every second. There's not a single second of that movie that I was like, I don't think that was needed. I don't know, it's just masterfully done. Very, very, very good thriller. Not horror, but thriller for sure. I don't think I would call it horror. No, it's just a thriller. Suspenseful. Have you watched Dark Skies? I've not. Okay, hold on. Chernobyl is cool, which looks like monsters outside. Part with my mom was asking if you can mimic who he visited was scary as fuck. Chernobyl Diaries? I've not seen that. Not horror, but does delve into some terror. Trainspotting. It's been a long time since I've watched Trainspotting. Also, Ross, you've not seen like Aliens, the James Cameron Aliens? Like Xenomorphs? That's wild. That I would definitely say is an action. Nope. Holy shit, Roz. Okay. So have you seen Alien? You haven't seen Alien either. Cultural osmosis only. You need to watch Alien. Alien is my second. Like, Alien is not on our horror movie list because it is my second favorite film. My favorite is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing is my favorite film and my wife's. And then I don't know what she would say her second favorite movie is, but I don't think it's Alien. Mine is Alien. That movie, those two movies really did so much for like my opinions on horror and what really good horror does. But yeah, Alien is 100% worth your time. So is Aliens. They're just entirely different movies. One is an action movie, and one is a horror movie. And typically, people who like one or the other more typically lean one way or the other on what kind of movies they just kind of prefer. But yeah, they're very, very, very different. Alien, though, the first one, that movie is just pure horror. It's so good. They did so much for cinematography also, and as far as practical effects, dear God, uh, it's one of the only films that I am like torn between comparing to The Thing on which one is better as far as practical effects because they're just so different. Um, they're just different. That's it. I wouldn't say that either one has better practical effects than the other. They're just utterly different in the way that they did things. But Alien, fuck me. They're so the set design. Uh, I have obsessed over the set design of that film for decades. Not even talking about just the fucking aliens themselves, which I do think that the facehugger model that they made is one of the greatest props from any movie. It looks so real. It looks like a real thing that crawled out of the ocean. Like if I found like like oh hey check out look what we found in the ocean, wouldn't be surprised at all. Yep, I need to find it. I've only got AVP on DVD. Hell yeah. I do enjoy some AVP. Sometimes you just need a good monster romp. But yeah, man, the first Alien is so good. Also, talk about fucking people up. There is a scene, I'm not going to ruin it for you, just in the event that you've not seen the scene. But there is a scene that the actors did not know what was going to happen. So, like, you get a very honest reaction, and it is so realistic, like in the depiction of what people do in like crisis, because it's what it was literally like everybody essentially being in character but almost breaking character, like on the verge of breaking character because they just had no idea what the fuck what was going on, and they were all just legitimately horrified. uh, and it is to this day still regarded as one of the greatest moments in horror film. Absolutely just nuts. God, I love that movie. I could talk about that movie all day. All right, Grief, my boy. I think we have successfully blocked in all the color, which means it's now time to start blending. Well, we've almost blocked in all the color. There is one spot that I'm having a hard time reaching. Because it's underneath a whole bunch of stuff and Grief's body's in the way. Hee hee. Haha. But I found a way to get to it. And I also got an extra kind of color of paint on my brush, but not where you would think. Okay. Get back here, you. We're not done, Grief. Uh-oh, I can go through here. Wah, wah, wah. Got it. Wonder if there's a used video stream to be noted tons. Sick. Gotta find a compilation Blu-ray of them. Oh yeah. No, it's. Ah man, I'm so pumped for you to watch Alien for the first time. Fuck. That's man, I wish I could watch that movie again for the first time. I had never even seen the thing until I played Dead Space. Dead Space had such an impact on me. I played Dead Space and I fell in love with it, and it was my favorite game for the longest time. Until I played Bloodborne, and now it's my second favorite game. But, and that's just there's lots of reasons for that. But man, after playing through Dead Space and just being like, I need more. I looked up on the internet. I was like, hey, if I really like this, what would you recommend? And the very first thing people said was The Thing. And then after that, people said Alien. And And I gotta say, correct. They are very clearly huge influences to the Dead Space franchise. Um, okay. All right, Griefy boy. I think we're good. Now that is a Zorn palette if I've ever seen it. Yeah, you know, black, red, yellow. All good. Now we're gonna have a whole lot of creams. I do feel like I've seen half the movie through clips and references. Oh, I'm sure. That's definitely a thing. Absolutely. I need to figure out something with this. I'm probably gonna have to put some. That looks good. But we can do better than that. Oh boy, where are we at? 9:39? Hell yeah, we got time. We got time to do all kinds of stuff today. Grebo in the morning. 18 hours left. And 13 hours on a Greeblin. A 13-hour Greeblin. Gibbets are funny. What if they were called gibbets? Those are my gibbets. The guy who made the HBO logo has made the AC/DC logo. Sorry, the color thing made me think of that. Perhaps. I do like that. All right. Are you too dry, or can I still work with you? I think you might be too dry. And that's okay. I think we're probably going to go with a little transparent white. I like that. That's fun. Okay. Man, I really got to clean my oil cups. But not today. Little transparent white never hurt nobody. So I'll put it on. And then we can go to town, Grief. Let's do your arms. Wham. And this is just going to help it get a little bit paler. I'll prop you up onto this box. That way we're a little bit closer, a little more intimate. An intimate day with grief. A story for all ages. Pull that nail out that's not wanting to hang. And this one. While I'm at it, I'm going to pull some of that black off of these fingers. I know I'm in the minority, and a lot of people are going to disagree with this. I don't really care for AC/DC. I think probably just I heard too much of it growing up. And I really don't care for Guns N' Roses. We have a very strict no Guns N' Roses in this house rule. And I blame entirely the jungle being overplayed on the radio where I live. I don't think you're in the minority. They're classified as dad rock. Okay. Are they? Are they dad rock? See, when I think of dad rock, I think of Creed, Aerosmith, Soundgarden. Not Aerosmith. What the hell am I? Audio Slave. That's when I think of dad rock. Specifically Creed, though. Band. Welcome to the jungle. Na, 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 knees, knees, knees. Yeah, that's pretty much. It's just too much. Which is someone that, I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of things that are too much at times, but that's not one of them. I'm just like, dude, I need this song to end yesterday. Blending with the grief. My dad classified Creed as butt rock. Oh man, what does that even? I want to know what he meant by that. Butt rock. I think I know what he meant, but I also am curious if there was any other meaning. Oh, grief. Oh, good grief. Just get some of this black paint off a couple things. Like these little squiggly tendrils. Definitely some teeth that need to get it off there. I might actually do this old wipe thing. But I did not want to get all that, so that's why we weren't. While you're goofing up. Goofing hard or hardly goofing? I'm goofing hard. Man. I'm sorry, Mowgli. Look at this giraffe. Look at this giraffe. He has no respect for him in Nickelback. I think the two I've heard him classify as such. Well, I agree. Well, I don't agree entirely. Mark Tremonti is an amazing guitar player, which would be Creed's guitarist is amazing, technically speaking. I think really the only also here's a weird thing, and again I'm not a guy who's just like, man, I love Creed but don't like AC/DC. That's not the case. I found it very odd that there was like an 8-year period that Creed did not have a bass player, and it only becomes like apparent that that's weird or odd when you hear the bass in their music. And also, don't see a bass player on every music video that they have. It's just like, huh. And then it's also kind of strange that you're just like, there's just like three dudes. I don't know. It's it makes you think. I don't know what it makes you think, but it makes you think something. You gotta have some bass though. I know that that is an argument, kind of odd for someone in a two-piece with no bass to say. However, different kinds of music. And we did have a bass player occasionally, just not on any recordings. Alrighty. Beep boop boop. Linkin Park. Oh, well, I love Linkin Park. So, get that bass in there. Primus, the motherfucker. I've not listened to much Primus. I enjoyed what I've heard, though. I will say that. I am a fan of a good bass. I enjoy playing bass. I like the slap bass. Okay, let's get some reds. I want this thing real creamy. Not that creamy. It's real good. Spooked up. Get them all spooked up. Oh, spooked up like a grief. Okay. The only good music. Bye. It's real good. Spooked up. DDW. I disagree. I'm too tired of thinking of counter besides Rocky Horror. Oh, Fork Soda, great album. They also got a cover by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's wonderful. Or maybe Sweeney Todd. Rocky Horror is absolutely my favorite musical. After that, what is a good musical that I really care for? Rocky Horror just had, I think, its 50th anniversary last week. God, I love that movie. So I'll remove the cause, but not the symptom. Ba-da-da-da. I love a good meatloaf. Love a good meatloaf in Rocky Horror. Sweeney Todd is good. I do enjoy Sweeney Todd. that Meatloaf track from Rocky Horror stuck in my head. Whatever happened to Friday or Saturday night? Whatever happened to Friday night, though? Tell me about that, Meatloaf. Tell me what you're doing, Meatloaf. Just a touch of red. Just a hint. You should watch it. Okay, wait, what? What? Oh, man. Yeah, also go into it with the idea that what you're watching is a science fiction horror film, and everything is, I can't stress enough, watch it as though, I don't want to ruin anything if you've never seen it. But yeah, it is campy, but Tim Curry did an interview at one point in time talking about how he played the character, really focusing on the grim, horrific reality of the idea of what's happening. And I have always thought of it as such. It is very, very, important for gay culture, but from a standpoint of like just horror and art, I really, really recommend watching it as though what you're being told is true to the story, is in fact facts, not just using other words the same, or words that they use are not. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it without ruining anything. I don't know. Just watch it. I'll watch it. I bet. You said it's 50 years old. It's old. Did I say it's 50 years old? Yep, 75. Yeah. Yeah, it's older. I'm not gay. My GF is. I like learning, and plus I love all things cinema. Oh yeah, no, it's regardless of which, you should find something to enjoy in it. Might want to go a little bit paler on there, but we'll have to see. That's too much yellow, not enough white. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Clue's wonderful. I love Clue. I just love Tim Curry. At the end of the day, that's gonna look absolutely sick. Clue is not a musical. Clue is the movie that is based on the game Clue, about a murder. There's a murder in the house, and you have to figure out who it was, who done it, if you will. I like a good who done it. I like a good mystery. That skin's gonna look nasty. Okay, I don't think I could do 2 musicals back to back. Yeah, Clue is not a musical. Has multiple endings that they don't quite stick, but make for it. Yeah, it is good. I really love the movie Clue. I really love the game Clue Night in the Museum. Not related, other than it's a mystery. Her name is Mystery. You're a mystery, boy. A little SpongeBob for you. In the event that you thought that we were done, we aren't. Never done. Just a little skin on the old grief. Hey, it's no skin off my grief. It's a saying. Now I really have that Meatloaf song stuck in my head, though. From Rocky Horror. Whatever happened to Grease is also really good. I was trying to think of another musical I like. I love Grease. It's good before you with Gum Gum. Don't look at me, giant hand wave. Distiller. Distiller makes himself the bad guy in all his films. I'm saying it's the opposite. I like that. I like when people are like, I'm the villain. It me, I'm the villain. Hey, maybe I should zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Derp. Just trying to get some nice creams in here. Sometimes give me Gum Gum. And you get your gums enjoyable. I've listened to Hamilton a lot since it came out, but not as a production, just an album. I've never seen Hamilton, but it is on my list for sure. Man, I really need to think about more musicals that I like. Just a touch of the red. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, that looks gnarly already. Just gonna do a little bit more white over that. Now I can kind of see how it's gonna set. Cannibal the Musical is a blast. Man, I've not heard of any of these. I will have to check those out. Let's see. Repo the Genetic Opera is a musical that I have seen. It was alright. I didn't love it, but I didn't dislike it. I'm not a huge musical guy, but I do enjoy them. Fuck. Well, I fucked that up. It's okay. Yeah, that's looking nasty already. Dave Grohl was drumming. Bring out the sex. Sultanaceous D concert. Hell yeah, that sounds rad as hell. I do enjoy old Jack Black. Oh yeah. That's a spoopy grief baby. Wah. Skin tones are getting real nasty. I'm very happy with that. Game, stay away from Oz. This is a horror adaptation. That is fun. I like that. Oof. I feel like that is a story that's definitely pretty open to being made into horror. I said movie, not game. Game is what I meant. Movie is what I... No, I said game. I meant movie. That is a movie. That is very much, I think, good. Oh! I haven't seen it, but I want to. Huh. I've not heard of that. But now I have. Have to check it out. Just doing a little bit of blending up here. We're gonna get some of that black off for sure. Oh, grief. You're so spoopy. That's why we love you. Oh, grief. We all came just as soon as we were sure you were dead. Yeah, that's looking real good down here. And that. Skin tones with oils are fun as hell. I really like them. Alrighty, we're gonna stop here in just a couple seconds because I need to quit so I can get on that call. But it's definitely looking good. Good amount of progress made today. I'm sorry, Milkley, I know. But there's always tomorrow. He is quick. What color should I paint my orb wizard ball and hat? Green, black. Come on, Eli. You know you want a hobby for 6 more hours. Purple. Purple's also great. Green ball, black hat. I'm really down with whatever though. No, I do want to keep working on grief. I have to gotta talk to the old Shankster, and I gotta finish the castle. Absolutely have to. And unfortunately, I don't get as much done while streaming just because I have to talk and I can't really get in there mentally, if that makes sense. I don't want to be a bad host. definitely happy with the progress that we made today, though. Got all the black locked in. Once that's dry, we can really start manipulating that, making it really nightmarish. But yeah, Grief's looking real scary. Hi, kids. It's me, your old pal, Griefy. Hee hee hee. Griefo. The Magnificent. The Audacious. King Piss the Audacious. Yeah, that's already nightmarish. Dr. Hulk. Oh, I just watched the Gale trailer. It looked really good. All right, green, black, and purple. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Green, black, and purple sound cool. Nah, yeah, that's rad. This is looking rad as hell already. I'm really excited about this. It took a while to get everything locked in, but now's the really fun part. So, whoop. Come here, you. I saw this earlier and I didn't get it. But now I got it. No, I didn't. That's the wrong color. Now I got it with the wrong colors. Hee hee. Come on, Eli. What are you doing here? What kind of crazy clown show am I running? Yeah, we're going to want that to be red. Same with this. Around the edges where it's peeled back. It's red underneath. Okay, I gotta stop. We gotta stop here. I'm just gonna keep doing this all day. Just be like, one more here, one more there, one more here, one more there. You gotta calm down. You gotta put it down at some point. You know, they're real good blue jeans. Some good jean shorts. But you gotta take them off sometimes, man. You can't wear them all the time. You gotta take them off sometimes. It's Always Sunny episode. Ben the Soldier is given a pair of blue jean shorts as a gift. And he just wears them from that point on. All right, I'll be the devil on your shoulder telling you to stay. Ah, man, you're going to need to find some room because there's a lot of them on there. Well, on that note, I think I am going to have to stop here. Yeah, I gotta pee and all the other stuff that I've already mentioned. Where's my trusty mouse? Mowgli, JJ, Roz, Possum, and of course, yeah, Mowgli, JJ, Roz, Possum, Yuri. I know Yuri popped back in here. Is that everybody? No. Mowgli, Possum, JJ, Roz, Yuri. I think that's everybody. I think I got everybody. Okay, yeah. Mowgli, JJ, Roz, Possum, Yuri. Yeah, that's everybody. Thank you guys so much. I say it every time, say it again. Every time is the most valuable thing that you have, as far as assets, resources, commodities. Man, this is drying and it's looking so fucking sick. I can't even. Fuck. Okay, I gotta stop. Man, the more dry it gets, the sicker it looks. Okay, get out of here, Grief. Get out of here. Okay, thank you guys so much. If you want to support me, there's the fourth wall link in the description. Until tomorrow, take care of yourselves and each other. Sit pretty. I will see you tomorrow, friends. Bye, everyone. Thanks again. Take care.